We do have to get to the predictions. Everyone's going to put their cards on the table right now. George will. I will start with you. 3 numbers. The Electoral College, Senate pickups for the Democrats, House.
378 electoral votes. I think I'm high in this group because I'm assuming, among other things, North Dakota, just for the fun of it, before it goes for Obama, and I'm assuming that either Missouri or Indiana, 11 electoral votes in each, one of those two that's on the cusp will go for Obama, I think. In the Senate, I'm saying 8 pickups for the Democrats, which means I see a cascade that takes almost all the close ones, but not all of them.
And then a southern seat as well.
And then a southern seat as well, and 21 Democratic seats in the House, which following 2006 is huge.
So George is high on the Electoral College in the Senate, a little low on the House.
Well, I think I'm low on a couple of these, which just sort of goes to my Irish heritage of being very understated and something bad's going to happen. I picked 338 electoral votes. I think that's probably a base. He's going to get 338, which means he basically picks up all of the swing states out there with the exception of Indiana and North Carolina and Missouri. A pickup of 8 seats in the Senate. I think that's probably the range. It gets him to 59. Seats, so it's right below the mark. In 17, which is low again in the House, I think part of the thing that the Democrats are going to run up against in the House, which is this redistricting process that creates districts that's very hard to bump against. I think if you didn't have this redistricting process that the Republicans were successful in 2001 in, it'd be a much bigger number that they could get to. So with that, I think it is, and I think Barack Obama, just to go out on another number, I think he's going to win by 7+ points on election day. And I think he's going to be he will have a higher overall number than any Democrat since 1964. He'll be 50% plus of
So he'll do better than Jimmy Carter.
He'll do better than Jimmy Carter.
Like John McCain, I tell the same 7-vote jokes over and over again. Political philosopher Yogi Berra says prediction is difficult, especially about the future. But nonetheless, I will predict along with everyone else. I got Obama to 300 electoral votes, and then I set up a Ouija board and a dart board in my room in Evansville, Indiana yesterday. I'm getting to 349. Electoral votes, and I agree with George, probably one of those states will fall, but we could see more. I think 349, as I thought about it overnight, may be more like a floor than the absolute number. 7 senators, additional senators, but I agree the number could go higher, and 28 new House members net for the Democrats. I think that could be higher too. I think there may be some House Republicans who no one's talking about who end up losing on Tuesday.
Well, George, I never thought I would see this, Dave.
I can't believe we actually got you to predict, Donna.
Well, and trust me, I'll be in church later today. I predicted 343, and I did that because looking at the ground game, I think that Senator Obama will win at least 3 of the states that George Bush carried in 2004. And so I'm confident that his field staff, that they have the right number of people on the ground, that he will pull off at least 343. It could go higher. And I didn't put North Carolina in his bonnet yet, but we'll see what happens. Now, on the Senate side, I count 8 because I do believe we might have a runoff in Georgia. And if so, I'll be in Georgia. But I see 8 seats. I don't see 9 right now. And the House, I believe I predicted. Did I predict 24 or 29?
29.
29. Well,
29, whoa.
Well, 30 House retirements from the Republican side. That was a gift that kept on giving. And so I predict that Democrats could win 29, maybe 32. House seats.
I'm a little less than you on the House. I have them at 28 in the House, getting up to 364 once you fill Stephanie Tubbs Jones's seat as well. Only at 7 in the Senate. I don't think they're going to win any of the southern seats, even though likely to cause a runoff in Georgia, but I think the Republican will win the runoff in Georgia. For the Electoral College, I'm at 353. Basically, I think I have your map, Ohio, Florida, Virginia, the southwestern states, go to Obama, but he also gets North Carolina.